This is a blue coconut crab.
Bang, bang, bang. Ow, splosh. Oops.
I should probably check the size of the hole I'm supposed to be making.
That is the project today. And I was having one of those dreams that we ran aground. It's going as planned, which is unusual.
Proper custom made.
Oh my goodness. Last time on Red Seas, we did some boat chores and shared an update on our engine situation. A lot of people have assumed that we're going to do a rebuild.
See if there's maybe the slightest chance of somebody selling a second-hand engine. Our next option, which is to buy brand new, like shiny brand new Yanmars.
So we looked at a bunch of other manufacturers as well. Loads of people have asked us about Beta Marine or Beta Marine.
There is another engine manufacturer that we've had our eye on for quite a while, Nanny Engines.
Ooh. We've been speaking with the teams in the UK and Australia, and we're hoping to find the funds to be able to place an order with them soon. In the meantime, we're going to do our best to keep adventuring. So we looked around the little village here, and now we have one more boat job to do before some bad weather heads our way. Ever since I finished working on the stack pack, I have caught the sewing bug and I've been making a million things for the boat. So we now have some cockpit cushions, particularly when we're underway. We've discovered this is like the perfect place to lie down. And also used up some fabric that we got in San Blas in Panama to make these really cool little pillows as well. I made this bucket to go under the helm seat to keep everything tidy. And then yesterday, I also made a line bag to go up at our helm as well, just to keep everything tidy. Hopefully we'll be a little bit neater. But the main project that I have been working on in the background has been taking me weeks, but I'm determined to get it finished. And just before the rain arrives, I'm trying to finish the sunshades and the rain curtain. So everything is massive, it's unwieldy, but I'm trying to make it like super duper fitted so that it looks really nice, as good as I can make it. That is the project today. Okay, so we're almost at the fitting stage.
Almost. I'm just making sure that I don't get any of the mess of the cockpit on this curtain. But...
yeah, don't go ruining it now after I spent all those hours.
Oh,
I just hope it fits.
It's definitely going to fit. It's going to look amazing. So the idea is, we used to have these stupid little stud things that would always hurt when you stand on them or lean against them. And they didn't really work because the old curtain that we used to try and use was all like rusted out. So the idea is to change it out for these, we don't know what they're actually called.
Yeah, we call them twisty locks.
Twisty lock things. They're basically like little metal twisty handles. So you can put them up against the surface, and then when you lay the curtain across it with a little grommet, you can then turn them and they lock in place. We're just going to string them up the side here, and then the curtain, which you've done so much work with, is going to stretch over and then twisty lock in place like that.
Yeah, so you saw on our sale here that we had these like really old, horrible curtains that had shrunken, didn't fit. And these are the rain curtains that we were given for free. So it's just basically a massive bit of plastic. It had already been like sewn together with a seam, but that's fine. It just about fits in the space that we need. So yeah, we're sort of taking it step at a time. Hopefully once I've done this side, it'll be easier to do the other side because it'll just be a mirror image. But we're getting there slowly.
And the best part is we'll actually be able to see through them. Whereas the ones that we've used that came with the boat that are like old, rusty, broken, damaged, you can't see through them at all. So they're really just windbreaks. And they don't actually fit to the boat anymore because they're kind of shrunk in funny places. So this is like proper custom made.
Yeah.
Boat tailoring, brought to you by Brioni.
And then you totally can't see, but there is actually there's a rain curtain on the outside and there's separate sunshades on the inside, and they will roll up and down separately. It's just while we're fitting, it's easier to have everything down. So it's very grey and you can't see through it right now. I get that, but it won't always be like that. So to make the holes in the edge of the canvas to put the grommets in, I used to have a tool. I actually used to have two tools, which you'd kind of like hammer through and make a hole. But with all of our excitement of the sewing projects over the last week, we...
may or may not.
What happened to them?
We may or may not have had... They had springs installed. I'm pretty sure they had springs installed. So we went to hit one and then it just went doing, and then a plop 2 minutes later. And
Ian was being so good at helping, and he always does the like...
Listen to the teacher in her. She was doing so good at helping.
He tried so hard.
Always tidies away his drawer at the end of the day.
And
Helps with the children.
twice I heard bang, bang, bang. Ow, splosh. Oops. And the bit just like pinged off. And we always do it at the back of the boat, of course, on the transom. And yeah, it just pinged off and splashed. And there was no way that we were getting that back. We were anchored in like 10 meters of water or something, and there was quite a current. So
just be grateful.
I'm so grateful. But we have a soldering iron, and that does melty holes. So.
My good soldering
Your
iron
good
has
soldering
been donated
iron.
to the cause.
It has, because it was somebody's fault that both the tools went overboard. So we're going to try that. Making the first incision.
Here we go.
Don't ruin it now.
We up to 200 yet? 400 even? 400 degrees Celsius.
Imagine if we ruined it now and we had to start all over again.
You're just saying that because this is the bit I'm doing.
No, I've been saying that all the way along when I've been doing it too.
I should probably like check the size of the hole I'm supposed to be making.
Maybe.
I made a hole.
That's great. I love it.
Okay, I admit it, the old tool was a bit cleaner.
Yeah, it's very tricky with this and it's quite fiddly, but hopefully it'll cover up all of the, not mistakes, but the sort of raw edges.
Design. The design.
The design. So fiddly.
Who designed these things?
We just got to like bend these teeth over the outside, and that's the only thing that holds the whole thing together.
The back of a Leatherman handle.
So precise.
But
First
as
one done.
messy as that side looks.
Now we're upgrading our tools to the very sophisticated 20 franc coin.
20
See
franc
if
coin.
that works better. Oh, delightful.
Probably some massive form of sack. No. It went.
Yeah, we're not getting that one.
Gravity. Should have stuck with the Leatherman.
That looks so good.
Look at that. Imagine that we just pulled this back edge in here and you'll see the whole thing turn into a sheet of glass. Whoa!
Yeah, you basically can't see it at all. It's great.
Ridiculously good. Well done, babe.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Look what you made.
Oh, I'm so happy. It's going as planned, which is unusual.
For us, that's unique. That's never happened before.
Don't worry, there's still plenty of time to screw it up.
True.
So just to get the full effect, we're going to put the sunshades, roll them up away, so that we can just see the rain curtain on its own. And hopefully, it looks just as lovely.
It's crazy when you think about it. That, okay, the sunshades come from Trinidad when you made them there in the boatyard, or when you got the fabric there. The rain curtain comes from USVI when we were there, and they've all been manufactured in a combination of Panama and French Polynesia.
Yeah.
Two sides of the Pacific.
And we got some of the fabric in Carriacou from other cruises as well.
Oh yeah.
Looks pretty good.
And that's before we clean it. Well, that's insane.
I'm going to try looking from inside. I can barely even see it's there. That's so cool.
And it's dirty. It's going to get cleaned.
It's not wrinkly or nothing.
How good is that?
Okay, here we go.
It's fine. Just whatever you do, don't ruin it.
So scared of doing it wrong. I haven't sewn clear plastic together before, but I feel like it's just going to show up all of the mistakes. Ooh.
Somewhat transparent in that regard. The first incisions have been made.
Yeah, there's no going back now. I feel like my line is really wonky. We'll just like put a big pink flower in the middle so it distracts the attention away from this bit.
Okay, so as you know, I don't really know how to sew, but Brioni's making all sorts of funny noises.
Oh, that
I'm
was
not entirely sure if this is a good thing.
terrifying. But I've done, okay, I need to do like 2 lines of stitches, and that's the first one. So at least now it's like holding itself in place. It's a little bit wibbly.
I was going to say you got better later on, but there's a couple of wobbles later on.
Yeah, I got excited. But it's holding, and I didn't miss any, and the thread didn't run out, so.
You didn't check the thread before you started?
No, we just gamble.
A really good friend of ours who I think you'll remember from going through the Panama Canal, Virginie. Virginie came on board to assist with the stack pack, and I think her number one gripe with Brioni's technique was the lack of any form of scientific measurement. Brioni was like eyeballing everything, and that did not sit well with her.
I would measure it a little bit and be
How
like...
does one measure a little bit?
Well, you sort of wave a ruler in that direction and go, oh, it's a big centimetre. And then you just aim for that all the way down.
A ruler in your direction.
And yeah, she was not impressed that we didn't have any right angles on our boat to make sure that things were done properly. We barely have straight lines on our boat.
We're an organic boat.
Yeah, no, I didn't measure this either, so she won't be proud at all.
Say sorry.
Sorry, Brioni, I've learned nothing. And phew, it fits. It's big enough. So we still need to like trim down that edge and decide kind of how to make it the most waterproof. I don't want to just cover the whole thing in these twisty locks, but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I need to take a pause now, take a breath, go and do something else. We haven't been to shore yet here, so maybe we'll go and explore. It turns out that we finished the rain curtain just in time to really test it out. We knew some bad weather was coming our way, and right on cue, the heavens opened and the winds fired across these low-lying atolls at 40 knots. The next morning, we were woken up by the damage.
Well, that was an unexpected wake up.
I don't even know what the time is, like 6 a.m. or something. And I was having one of those dreams that we ran aground. And then I woke up and I heard a massive clang. So yeah, the bridle on our dinghy has chafed through. We dropped our stern anchor yesterday and moved because the swell was kicking up. And I'm so glad we did, because if we were doing that at 6 o'clock this morning, it would have been wild. So the wind picked up slightly and just spun, I think like moved about 120 degrees around. So we were just like horsing through all this swell.
I mean, we're now getting wind from southwest.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be in the trade winds.
I know, it's basically doing like a full 360 in about 48 hours. But because we've swung, we were just like, oh, I don't know how deep all of these bombies are, because we're just in a field of them and they're surrounding us. So I just went out in the dinghy with a little weight on a string and was like shoving my face in the water with a dive mask over the top of every single bomby that we might hit. And I think they're all deep enough, so I think we can relax and go back to bed now. But sorry, I stole your jacket because I couldn't find mine.
So now my jacket's wet.
And it's wet with seawater because the waves were so big, they were just like slopping in the side of the dinghy as I was going on. Woo! So we just had a visit from our neighbour over here. Oh my goodness! Look at that beast!
Well, let's get him
Oh, don't put him on my boat! And what do we have?
And we have an absolute sea monster. This is a blue coconut crab.
He's absolutely huge.
And the best part is he's taking my tool. So the thing about these guys is so incredible. I mean, they're massive, right? They're huge. And look at these claws.
Watch your fingers.
Well, this thing, they are so strong. Like, I cannot get the screwdriver back. Like, they're so strong, they can break like fingers and hands when they clamp on you. We just had to wrestle to actually get it out of Graham's dinghy there.
Yeah.
And it was clamped onto the seat so tight, it was breaking the fiberglass of his seat in his tender.
It's just crazy.
And now he's gripped the metal part of one screwdriver, and I cannot get that free at all, and the handle of the other one, which makes him look like he's ready for a fight.
We could put him to work on Indy.
He looks like, come at me, go on. He's
well armed, yeah.
So we figured what we'll do is, so these are edible, and they are quite abundant on these islands. So he's asked us if we could just keep him cool and keep him calm. And then this evening, I think we're going to go in and have a bit of a barbecue.
Yeah, sounds good.
So yeah, we'll do some fish in the crab shade. That'll let him sleep.
Yeah.
We'll know if the lid pops open that he's decided to go for a walk.
I feel like the sharks can actually smell that we have this crab because they've suddenly started circling the boat and we haven't seen them for a few days. So they know he's here.
There's two right there. left and roll in your direction.